Well, in traditional Japanese tea rooms, the entrance is so small that you have to crouch to enter, but that's not the only unusual thing. The room itself is very small, the ceiling heights are intentionally varied, and there are many features that make you wonder why would they build it this way. Today I want to explore the profound meaning hidden in this inconvenient and compact space. Well, let's start with the first distinctive feature. The entrance to the tea room is called the Nijiriguchi. It's only about 60 to 70 centimeters high. Obviously, adults can't enter without crouching down and bowing their heads. The design is rooted in the values of Japan's Sengoku era, roughly like 500 years ago. During that time, Japan had a rigid class system with samurai at the top. The tea rooms weren't just for leisure, they were also used for political negotiations. The entrance was deliberately made small, so that even powerful samurai and lords had to remove their sword and bow their head before entering. It was a way to embody the idea that in the tea room, all are equal. The philosophy was perfected by Sen no Rikyu, the grandmaster of the tea ceremony in Japan. He believed that the tea was a way to discipline the mind and pursued a design aesthetic that removed all excesses. And that philosophy is clearly visible in the small, humble entrance. Once you cross through the Nijiriguchi, you will notice something else. The tea room itself is incredibly small. A typical tea room is only about 4.5 tatami mat in size. Just a few people sitting inside can already feel close. Why they make it so small? One reason is to bring people closer together. In a confined space, you naturally become more aware of others. While you don't need to raise your voice to communicate, and proximity helps break down emotional barriers between the host and guest. As mentioned before, samurai also used tea rooms for secret conversation. This tight space created a sense of closeness and safety. This minimalism is also closely tied to the aesthetic of eliminating excesses, as I told you. There are no extravagant decorations or luxurious furnishings. Because the space is so small, but it heightens your awareness of each movement, each tool, and every word. The room's compactness is designed to strip away distractions and let you focus on the essence of the moment. Well, another key feature is the ceiling height. Well, tea room ceilings are generally lower than those in typical homes. But if you look carefully, you will notice the height vary depending on where you stand or sit. For example, the ceiling above the host position is intentionally made lower, while the guest seating area often has a higher and sometimes more decorative ceiling. Well, this architecture decision reflects the host's humility and the respect toward their guests. While lower ceilings also naturally make you move more slowly and mindfully. Your voice lowers, your actions become more deliberate, and the calm atmosphere emerges. But here's an interesting contradiction. If the low entrance symbolizes equality, then doesn't the difference in ceiling height reintroduce a sense of hierarchy? Well, perhaps it's not a contradiction, but another kind of balance, one that expresses humility and respect rather than power. Well, tea rooms in Japan are filled with such quiet, unanswered questions. One of the first things many people, and maybe most of you as well, may notice upon entering a tea room is surely how dim it is. Well, the walls are made of earth and wood. The windows are small and the soft natural light filters in through paper screens. So here's another question: why are the tea rooms designed to be so dark? The answer lies in the Japanese aesthetic that finds beauty not in brightness, but in shadows and subtle gradations of light. Writer Junichiro Tanizaki explored this concept in his famous essay In Praise of Shadows, where he argued that things become more beautiful when not fully revealed, allowing our imagination to complete the picture. Alright, let me also briefly introduce some other element of a tea room. Well, you might notice a square sunken space in the floor called the ro. Well, this is where water is boiled to make tea. There are actually two types, the flow used in summer and the ro used in winter. Well, outside the main tea room is the mizuya, a preparation area. Just think of it like a kitchen in your house where the host washes, wipes, and dries all the tea utensils. The tea room isn't just about the interior, there are intentional design elements outside as well. Well, before entering the tea room, guests pass through a garden-like space called loji. Well, in the loji, you will find stepping stones to walk on and a small stone basin where guests purify their hands and mouth before entering. It's not just a garden, it's a space designed to help calm the heart and prepare the mind for the tea ceremony. Well, depending on the school of the tea, there are also specific manners for how to drink the tea. When drinking, you hold the tea bowl with your left hand and support it gently with your right hand. Then you rotate the bowl clockwise twice before taking a sip. Rather than drinking all once, you finish the tea in about 3 or 4 sips. But why do Japanese people rotate the tea bowl twice before drinking? Well, that's because every tea bowl has a front, a beautiful side based on its design or shape. The host serves the tea with the front side facing the guest. In return, as a gesture of respect toward the host's hospitality and the artisan who created the bowl, the guest avoids drinking from this front. In the world of tea, what meaning is found not only in architecture, but even in the smallest gestures. Well, from the perspective of simply drinking tea, while today's cafes may be the modern concept to Japanese by traditional tea rooms. But please imagine if your favorite cafe had an entrance so low and you had to crouch to enter and the inside was small, dim, and completely quiet. Well, in today's world of constant information and speed, well, I'm sure such a space would likely never be built. Well, yet the tea room was deliberately designed to be inconvenient. Each convenience was a carefree sold-out feature with a deeper meaning. Well, of course, not all the tea rooms are exactly like this one while introduced in this video, while styles and design vary depending on the era and the tea skill. But if you ever have the chance to visit Japan, I highly encourage you to step inside one. Well, if you are interested in Japanese tradition, well, please also watch this video to learn more about Japanese things and Japanese culture. Alright, so I'm sorry about this video, it's a bit dark, but thank you so much for watching. See you soon.